How much should a premium knife actually cost? We're talking knives made with titanium, carbon fiber, M390, MagnaCut, zirconium. Should it be $100? $200, $300, $1 million? This is a question that people often ask themselves when they see that really cool, shiny new knife online and they're wondering whether or not they should spend the money. But the good news is that there are companies that are making more premium knives more affordable than ever before. And today we're going to check out one such knife from Kuby. Let's go ahead and talk about the Kuby Blackout. Hey, how's it going, everybody? If you're new here, welcome in, and if you've been here before, smash the like button on the way in. Today, I'm excited because we are talking about a new knife from our friends over at Kuby. Thank you to Kuby for sending this my way for review. And one of the reasons why I'm stoked on this knife right here is because what it represents. It represents a huge victory for the knife community, because for years and years and years, we've been asking for certain things, and Kuby is delivering. And I think that it's about time that we all pay attention, because there's nothing sweeter than when a knife manufacturer listens to the community and we get exactly what we want at a very reasonable price. Of course, I am talking about the Kuby Blackout. And when I saw that Kuby posted this on their Instagram for the first time, I was excited. And I was excited because I really liked certain aspects of the design language. I'm a big design guy, okay? When something comes together really well and you notice the small details that make big differences, it gets exciting for me, because so often I look at a knife design and I think, well, you know what, that's nice, but they missed here, here, and here. And in this case, they hit on almost every single thing that I look for in a premium level knife. So first and foremost, you might be wondering, well, what does it cost? What is it made out of? You know, what do I have to give up to get this knife? Or do I have to give up anything at all? And quite honestly, you really shouldn't have to give up much if you want this premium level knife from Kuby. The Blackout is a Dmitry Osarenko design, and I apologize if I've messed that up. He goes by DOCK or Doc. Dmitry has designed other really well-known knives, such as the Concept Prometheus and the Kaiser October. The knife itself is 7.5 inches long with a 3.1 inch blade that is made of M390. Not only that, but Kuby does a cryo treat on this knife that comes in at 60 to 62 Rockwell hardness on that M390. The handle scales on this specific one are kind of a bead blasted stone washed finish, which I think looks great. If you don't like this specific finish, you can actually get it in a light gray titanium with blue accents, or in a black titanium with brass accents. Personally, this one is my favorite. Let me know which one you actually like in the comment section down below. It is a frame lock, and that lockup is coming in somewhere in the 25 to 30 percentile. It has T8 hardware all the way around, a 3D milled titanium backspacer, 3D milled titanium pocket clip, and as you can see, the screws for that pocket clip are reversed, so we just get a clean clip side finish here. No screws for the clip showing whatsoever. If you're a fan of lanyards, they do have a lanyard hole going through there, and we have two deployment options. The first is going to be this double-sided thumb stud, and then the second is going to be the deployment hole, and that's a really nice combo. It's a great combo because you get a little bit more detent out of the thumb stud than you do out of the deployment hole. Either way, thumb flicking, reverse flicking, both of them are going to be really, really good. The price on Kuby's website comes in at $220, but they have given me a 20% discount code. So if you go over to Kuby's website and you want to pick something out, whether it's this knife or another knife from them, use code RS20LT and that will save you 20% off. That code brings this knife down to $176. That is mind-boggling to me for a couple reasons. The first is that there are knives with the same material composition as this that have a price tag coming in at $250, $300, $350, and then we settle for 59 to 60 Rockwell on regular M390. Kuby has been doing a cryo treat on their steels lately, and it's not just the M390, they also do it on their 14C, which makes it really, really good. And trust me when I say, while just handling the knife, you won't be able to tell a difference between 59 Rockwell M390 and 62 Rockwell M390, you notice the difference when it comes time to actually use the knife and when it comes time to sharpen the knife. That's where you're really going to notice the difference between 59 and 62 Rockwell M390. I just wanted to highlight the fact that we are getting some really nice things from Kuby. Another thing that I'm a big fan of is the fact that they have reversed the screw from the pocket clip, so you actually don't look at the pocket clip screw at all. That's a very clean aesthetic. It works well with this backspacer, and the inside of these handle scales are milled out for some extra weight reduction. This knife comes in at 3.8 ounces, which is pretty dang light, and aesthetically speaking, I'm really enjoying this blasted and stonewashed finish on the handle scales. The last couple titanium Kubys that I've showed off had a gray titanium handle scale but with colored accents, and I had more than a few of you in the comment section saying things like, man, that's nice, I just wish that they did all black, or man, I just wish that they didn't have that color there, I'm not a big fan of blue, or whatever. And so you can tell that they're listening because this specific version is this blasted stonewashed finish all the way through. Now, Dmitry Osarenko has also given us this really cool cutout milling right here, and I'm not entirely sure what that's supposed to be, if it's like puzzle pieces coming together or like fragmentation of broken glass. I don't know, but it is really freaking cool. Also, the fact that they gave us T8 hardware all around is a really nice thing to see, and this is not the only knife that they do this on. They also did this for us on the Kuby Veragero and the Kuby Titius, which are two of my favorite knives from them, hands down, but this guy right here is just on another level. Now, I know what some of you guys are going to say. You're going to look at this deployment hole and you're going to say, well, that kind of looks like a Kaiser Cormorant, and you know, not really. The blade on this, in my opinion, is much better looking than the Cormorant. While it does have this elongated hump here to allow for that deployment hole, from a design perspective, that's about it. Everything else about this is going to be quite different, and it has a very, very enjoyable action. It is an understated but smooth action running on ceramic bearings with the ceramic detent ball, and it's not disappointing at all to fidget with if that's something that you do. Now, for me, something that I look at is how well balanced is the knife, and I do that by indexing the knife, and if I can do that well right after getting the knife out of the box, I know that this is a well-balanced knife, and for sure this one is. It's not telling us where we need to put our fingers, so it kind of lets you choose your own story on the grip. And of course, we have some nice sawtooth level jimping riding up here to the apex of the spine of the blade. Now, that isn't to say that I love absolutely everything about this knife. There are a few nitpicks that I have. The first is the blade stock thickness. Now, the blade stock thickness is not super thin. It's not slicey. That's okay. Thicker blade stock does play a role in knives, and it just kind of depends on your use case scenario. It wasn't terrible going through the cardboard, but it also wasn't the most sliciest knife that I've experienced recently. I don't think that that would ultimately hinder me from wanting to carry this knife, as cutting down cardboard boxes is only one of the use case scenarios that I use a knife for, but it's just something I thought I would mention. If you're looking for the sliciest knife in the world, this is not going to do it, but it will be adequate moving through most materials regardless. And then the second thing that I wasn't a huge fan of is the placement of this lanyard hole. Now, I get it. There are people that like to put lanyards on their knives, and I do as well when it's a really small knife and I need some extra purchase on the handle seals. Now, not only do I not need the extra purchase because I can get a full finger comfortable grip on this knife, but I think that they could have actually installed that into the backspacer itself and left the handle scales alone, so you don't have to worry about punching a hole through two slabs of titanium in order for 5% of the population to use their lanyard. It's just one of those things that bugs me, especially when we have the option to put it through a backspacer. I'd much rather prefer to see the lanyard hole in between the backspacer as kind of a hidden lanyard rather than punching through these beautiful bead blasted and stone washed titanium handle scales. The value that I'm getting out of this knife is extraordinary. Kuby has done a phenomenal job tapping into the idea that people like a clean, simplistic, minimalist design, especially on knives of a more premium nature, and this is going to go really well with other equipment that you have that's also a bead blasted or stone washed titanium. In the sub $200 price range for knives that I've checked out this year, this one is near the top, if not at the top of the $100 to $200 price range knives that I've checked out in 2024. And honestly, I don't know if there's many knives that could really top this, considering that we have a premium level heat treat on premium level steel with nice details like hidden pocket clip screws, T8 hardware all around, fantastic action, great lockup, great fit and finish. For $176 with my discount code, this is definitely one that I find myself recommending. But you let me know what your thoughts on the Kuby Blackout is. Are you looking to pick one up? Have you been looking at this guy on Instagram, or is this one a pass for you? Let me know in the comment section down below. And by the way, guys, if you want to watch more awesome knife and EDC content, feel free to click on one of the videos that pops up next.